My name is Mutiu Adepoju. They call me Headmaster. I'm ex-Super Eagles player and La Liga ambassador. Well, I was born into a family of 8, and I'm the second born, although unfortunately my elder brother is late. And we are now 7, and with only one girl in the family. So I started in football at Coco Research Institute of Nigeria, where my father was working then, and we lived in the quarters in that vicinity. That's along the Ijebu-Ode road, and that was where I started in football. I started pretty young, in primary school, and Crane has a football club in which, as we are growing, I was growing up, I joined them in the junior team, Crane Sherrills then, and that was where the game started. I went to Crane Staff School in the same place, and that was where we started my football, and I played for Crane Football Club and at the IFA League before representing Oyo State in the National Sports Festival, and where I was discovered for the under 16. That was in 1986. For the under 17 national team, I was dropped. Then it was the National Sports Festival that Chief Ogundoyin, late Chief Ogundoyin, discovered me to play for Famous Scorpion. And that was how I started. I played them in 2 years in Famous Scorpion. From Famous Scorpion in 1988, because I joined Famous Scorpion in 86, then spent 2 years there. And in 1988, I signed for Shooting Stars when Famous Scorpion was disbanded or defunct. And I started in Shooting Stars in January 1988. Shooting Stars was in the 2nd division then, and that same year we brought Shooting Stars back to the 1st division. And after Saudi 89, I was signed into Julius Berger. When I signed for Famous Scorpion, I was playing pretty good, and I was invited into the under 16, under 17, national team. Later they pushed me to the under 20 in Lagos. I was playing in Famous Scorpion. Unfortunately, in camp they dropped me, and it was believed that it was because the club was in a very tight situation, and I had to come back so that I could play for the club, not to go to relegation and all that. So when I was dropped, I felt so bad, and my aim was that I was not going to go back to Erua to play for the club again. What I did, instead of going to Erua, I came back to Ibadan and got home. Explained everything to my dad, because he was not expecting me and all that. So I explained to my parents and my dad. I said, I'm not going back there. I was so angry, so upset and all that. My dad just said, calm down, calm down. If they drop you today, they're going to take you tomorrow. You should continue doing your own job, and you will see that everything. But for now, you are not going to be allowed to stay in this house. Go back to your club and go and start playing again, because that's not the end of the world when they drop you somewhere. So that's what encouraged me, and I am somebody that always listen to my parents, and whatever they tell me, I always believe, and I don't. Uh, I listen to them and with respect and everything. So I just picked my bag. That same evening, I went back to Yoruba, and I continued playing. Unfortunately, Famous Scorpion didn't go to relegation that year. We were playing and I really played well. So at the end of the season, Famous Scorpion was, disbanded, and Shooting Stars came calling, and I signed for Shooting Stars, and then it was from Shooting Stars that everything started. They dropped me in the camp. When I got to Shooting Stars, I started scoring goals and doing that same year, I was invited into the under-20. And it all started there because I was scoring goals in Shooting Stars. Then in the national team, fortunately, the under-20 was camped here in Liberty Stadium, and just the same place that we were playing our league game. So, and I was the highest goal scorer in the under-20 to qualify us to win the Tesema Cup and qualify for the Saudi 89, in which everything is history today. So it was a great moment for me, and it's always very good to listen to advices from parents and all that, and I could never forget that. Well, Coach Tunde Disu, and will I say fortunately, unfortunately, it was Coach Tunde Disu that dropped me from the camp in 2000. In 1986 in the national camp, and he was one that invited me back into the under-20. So it was a curiosity, because yes, he knew what I could do and all that, and ever since I got back into the team, he's a disciplinarian, and you said culture. He's a Nigerian with American accent, and we used to call him my main man. You know, the accent that he was using then. So that's the nickname we gave him, and we really blended well, because he was like a father to us. He was very nice, though disciplined, but while training, he always make you feel like a boy. He make you feel so good, and anytime on the field, he encourage you to do whatever you know how to do. And I think he was part of the people, because he realized my potential and all that. And I think we played to that potential. And some other players that we were together in the team too, we played to our ability and strength, our potentials, because we always knew that Dimeji Lawal is very good in the right wing, and he has a good dribbling habit. We know that Chris Owen is good with his left foot. Play so many shots, and Jim Olalogun was a very good striker. And so we played to our strength, and they know that I was very good in the air, scoring goals with the head, and all those things helped us, because we made use of the potentials that we had in the team to get to that level. So I think he was one of the coaches that really made me to be as good as I was. And I will remember another coach too, Coach Kelechi Emetiole, Caterpillar. May his soul rest in peace. And he was one of the coaches too that made us tick and all that. Well, firstly, there wasn't anything like a juju or anything, because I myself, even since when I was young, I never believed that juju played football. If juju played football, we will see players, or somebody will just be scoring 50 goals and all that. So there wasn't anything like that. It was just, I mean, God making, and I mean, the never say die that it was in us, and the ability. You know, I told you earlier that, I mean, we all had potentials in which we believed in ourselves, and we know what the strength that every one of us had then. So, coaching, we did our normal preparation before the game. We knew that, I mean, Russia was, I mean, very good. I mean, they have played them in some matches in which we have seen them play and all that. How we are going to beat them, well, there wasn't any tactics, I mean, used and all that, other than play our own game and all that. So, unfortunately, when we started, they scored their first goal, the second goal in the first half. And we saw that, I mean, this is becoming very. So when we came back in the second half, they scored the third goal and fourth goal. Well, we just believe that, I mean, it can't be worse than this. And I mean, we were all just relaxed and said, let's just do our bit and let's see how it goes. We knew that, I mean, Chris is very good, I mean, with free kick. Almost all the free kicks that he played during that period was, I mean, goal. Even when we were playing, I mean, qualifiers and all that. And we had this opportunity, and he has scored in the first game through free kick against Saudi Arabia and all that. So we just decided. So I got the ball and I got hugged twice. Our first goal was through free kick near the 18, because I'm like somebody that, I mean, takes the ball. Aside passing and all that, I run with the ball, and most of the time they hug me down and all that. So we had that opportunity of and I mean, we scored, I mean, the first goal, and we said, when we were 4 goals down, we said we have to do something to reduce the number of goals, and that was what was, I mean, with us. So we started going. Then we scored the first goal. Then after that, we had another free kick, in which we believe nobody is going to go there when we had that is, I mean, perfect with me is free kick. So he scored the second goal. Then we said we can still go. If we finish 4-3, it's, I mean, something good, and I mean, it won't be 4-0. I mean, it will be different, because we saw the stadium. Even all the fans, I mean, were leaving the stadium and all that. So when we scored 2 goals, people started coming back. So we just said, let's continue that way. And you couldn't imagine a central defender came, Sam Elijah, from behind, and he just, I mean, got himself in the 18, and then he played short, and we scored 4-3. So we now believe, and all these goals started coming 22 minutes to the end of the game. So within that period, we scored, I mean, the four goals to equalize. So it was, I mean, fantastic. And I mean, when we had 4-3, and we said, I mean, if we still go more, whether we can equalize. And I picked the ball from the midfield, and like I said, we always know all our potentials. We know that even Nduka, that was playing in the midfield behind me, took off from the midfield into a space, which I saw him going, and I knew that, I mean, he has, I mean, good speed. He is very fast. And I put, I mean, the pass to him, and they just, I mean, got into the 18 with the goalkeeper, and I mean, chip it, and we scored, I mean, 4-4. And that was when we said to ourselves that we can never lose this game. We have to play it to the end and try. And God, I mean, just gave them the day to us. So it wasn't any juju, because all those goals were not scored. All their players were on the field. And what kind of juju will you use to score goals, I mean, like that? So, and we equalized. We played the extra time, and at the end of the day, the penalty shootout, which, I mean, God gave us, I mean, the day. So it was just like miracle, and it was fantastic. I mean, we were very happy. The issue of traveling. After Shooting Stars, after the Saudi '89, I signed for Julius Berger, and I was playing them in the league matches. We started the league, and I think they have already discovered, or some of us, in Saudi '89. So when I was now in Julius Berger, they came calling around June, July, and we had to talk. There wasn't any issue with Chief Idama to travel, because the Meji Lawal and Christopher Nwosu, they were in Julius Berger too, but the Meji Lawal went ahead with Chris Owen. They got to Spain, to Real Madrid Castilla, before myself and Christopher Nwosu. So there wasn't any issue. They did the negotiation, and the man that came for us, the representative from Spain came. They did the negotiation, and they agreed, and they applied for visa for us, and I got to Spain. And before coming to Spain, traveling, I was invited into the Super Eagles, which I never played any game after the Saudi '89. But I could remember that we played one game here, in which I was in the camp, but I didn't play. So the day I was supposed to travel to Spain, unfortunately, was the day that Oparaji died. May his soul rest in peace. They were playing, and I was at the airport and heard the news that he died. A fantastic guy, and very nice somebody, because I was in the camp with them and all that before traveling. So that was how I traveled to Spain. And getting into Madrid, they came to pick us at the airport in the morning, and took us to the hostel where we were being camped, and later went to the to Bernabeu, and to talk about everything. They welcomed us, myself and Christopher Nwosu, before going into training and all that. So it was really new adventure, new thing in my life, because I never traveled to go and play in Europe before. That was the first time. Although when we were going to Saudi Arabia, we had a stopover in Amsterdam. It was pretty cold then in February. Around January, before we went to Saudi Arabia. Getting into Madrid, it was getting cold because it was in August, but not too cold. And just started learning the weather, the food, and all that, which were not very easy. But training was pretty good, and we started training. We played them in friendly matches and all that. But that same year, unfortunately, I was not registered, because I had issues with medicals then. So I had to stay almost the whole season without playing, without being registered, living in a hostel, and training alone. Practically, I was not signed in that season, so I was alone. It was towards the end of that season in 1990. I got there in 1989, and that season started in August and all that. Then 1990, towards the end of the season, I was called back. I think Garcia Raymond, the coach then, he really liked me the first time I came, and with the friendly games that I played there. So seeing me going to training every day, I always see them, and he always see me. I don't know whether he was fine to see whether I was really working hard, and I was really working hard alone in cold and everything then. And I think he saw me. Then he called the manager that they should call me back, and they should go and do the test again, the medicals again. And then when they saw that I passed the medical after then, and they asked me, even before they signed me, they registered me and signed me into the team, even before the season ended, because the team was going to relegation then, from second division to second division B. And that period, foreigners could not play in second division B, except if the foreigner was registered and went down with the team. That was the only way the foreigner could play then. So they called me before the end of the season to register me before the end of the season. So I didn't play any game. They went to the second division B, that's Real Madrid Castilla, the second team. And the following year, I started playing. And fortunately, I was the highest goal scorer to bring the team back to the second division. So, and that was how everything started. But it was from the second division B that I was still playing for Real Madrid B that I was invited back into the Super Eagles in 1990. That was in August. In March, my debut was in Lagos against Togo, in which we beat them 3-0, in which I played them from the beginning till towards the end of the game that I was substituted. So that was how my journey with the Super Eagles started, and from 1990 I never looked back till 2002 that I retired.
What kind of
12 good years. Oh, I wouldn't know how to describe Clement Westerhoff, but I think he's open-minded, very, very open, and he can say anything to anybody at any time, and he's very, very liberal. And Westerhoff is from Netherlands, and Bonfrejo is from Netherlands, and Westerhoff brought Bonfrejo to come and assist him so that he can. Westerhoff, I don't want to know whether he's a politician or businessman and all that. I only know him as a coach, a manager, in which he brought a coach that is as good as any coach, and which knows how to coach and all that, to come and help him. I think the combination of the two of them was very good for us, and we were able to qualify for the World Cup and all that. So whatever happened in between, I didn't know, and I don't want to know. I only know that Bonfrejo came and coached, and I know he's a very, very good coach. I know Westerhoff, whether he's a politician or no, but he got everything that he needed for us there, what he needs for the team, and he can get into anywhere. He never fear anybody and all that, and he gets to anywhere at any given time. And he was, getting things for us in the team. Probably that was, part of the reason why we were able to succeed and all that. But I give that to him, and whether he's a politician or whatever, but he knows what he wants. He went for it, and he always go for whatever he wants, and he always get what he wants. That's Then Bonfrejo, you call him the brain. Bonfrejo is a very, very technical and tactical coach. That is very, very good, and we worked with both of them together, and we worked with Bonfrejo alone. So Bonfrejo, we worked on the field with him and all that. He was never like what Westerhoff was, because he couldn't get into where Westerhoff was able to get to. So that's just the difference between them. But the combo of the two for the 94 World Cup, we started building the team that we are saying successful team and all that for 4 years. So it wasn't just an emergency team. It was a team built from 1990 to 2004. We qualified for to 1994. Sorry, we qualified for the World Cup for the first time. I remember that we played them in Senegal 92 that we came third. And that team was, still building. There are some players that, was dropped and new players, came in. Like, Okocha and Olise to beef up the team. And, all these, additions, make the team stronger and stronger. And, we were able to combine together to get into the qualification and go to the World Cup and win them in the AFCON. You know, we have been going to Nations Cup. For example, the Senegal 92. We went, we played very well. We believed that we could win, and we could win it. But I will say that maybe we are thinking that we are too good to win everybody and all that, and it's not like that. There are not two games that are the same. So you know, we were eliminated by Ghana in Senegal 92. I still remember that game, and very, very painful to me because I scored a goal, and in which they came to equalize and got the second goal to eliminate us. Then we played the third place and we beat Cameroon. So since that moment, I've personally had it in mind that the next AFCON we must win it, and that has been in everybody because we have been saying it that we must qualify Nigeria for the World Cup for the first time. So when we started the qualifiers, both for the AFCON and the World Cup, we were looking at both that we must go to the World Cup, we must win the AFCON. So since that time, we've been preparing. And when we got Olise, Okocha coming into the team at that period, with their level and everything, we knew that we have something. We are building something very strong. Okocha and Olise came in 1993 into the team, and that was when we were playing the qualifiers, and we played them in everything together to get into the to qualify for the World Cup in Algiers. Playing 1-1 draw with the Algerian team. So then going to the AFCON, we knew and we had it in mind that we must go for it this time around, and we went for it right from the first game. We've shown we've shown that we are willing to win it. Beating Gabon 3-0 in the first game, which I scored a goal to, and the second game against Egypt was 0-0, which qualified us. But the last game in the group stage was against it was Zaire, which we beat them to get into the. So we have, right from the beginning, we have always had it in mind that this should be our own. Until when Zimbabwe came, Zambia came in the final, and we wanted to put, but we knew it wasn't going to be easy. It was unfortunate I was not dressed for that final, which was very painful. I shed tears because I'd been working for that since 1992, and Western told me that my time will come. It was very painful. Very painful. He told me specifically that I was not going to play, that you're still young, your time will come. I'm still young. I was young in 2002 when I played all the games. In 1992 when I played all the games in Senegal 92, and playing all the qualifiers. And I was not started in the first game. I came in, scored a goal, played in the second game, and pushed me back to the bench. And getting into the final, not dressing me. So it was very painful, very painful. But what could I have done? Yekini was a very, very dedicated and determined player. and he put everything that he has in football. May he so rest in peace. It was like he was somebody I admired a lot because he is older than me. We come from the same place, and then we stay together in the room and all that. And the way he talks and all that, with wisdom, he's very jovial, and you will laugh all day when you're with him. And he's very very simple person, but don't play with him. And one of the best goal scorer that I've ever seen. With Osimhen, well, I've seen Osimhen play and all that. He has that energy, that willpower, and he wants to do it, and that's what has gotten him to do. But there is no room for comparison. There are two different times. You understand? And Osimhen is doing very well, and with the way he is now, probably he's going to surpass the goals that Rashidi scored. We shouldn't hide this thing. He is very young, still very young. He has achieved a lot. He has scored certain goals and all that, which he is still playing. So he has a whole lot of years ahead of him to overtake and score more than Yekini. But Yekini will always be Yekini, and there is no comparison and all that. Osimhen will always be Osimhen. He is good, and he is the real now, and he's going to be there for so many years and all that. And I wish him all the best. So there's no, they say records are there to be broken and all that. So if he breaks the record, it's all good for him, for Nigeria, and for the country. So there is no issue about that. But to compare both of them, saying who is better and all that, I'm not going to go into that. What it meant to Mutiu Adepoju for playing football and represent them in Nigeria, it means the world to me. It means a lot, because it has been my ambition right from when I was very young to be able to play to the highest level and be a professional footballer and play for the country, because I really wanted to represent the country. I wanted to help my country with the talent that God gave me, and I'm so glad. I'm happy. I don't have any regret for representing Nigeria, and football is and representing Nigeria is what has taken me to where I am today. And people, if I had not played or represent Nigeria, people will not remember who's Mutiu Adepoju and all that. And I'm very pleased and happy to have represented my country, to have played football and to the highest level.
You are listening to Elegbete TV Radio.